In the Know, a radio program talking to the newsmakers in Ogle, Lee, DeKalb counties and beyond, keeping you in the know. Here's your host, Charles Van Horn.
Good morning, and with us, Sean Maurer, Technical Director with Energy Sense. Good morning.
Good morning.
Illinois is sort of at the crosshairs of a crossroads, I guess you want to put it that way, in regards to not only energy production, stability of the energy supply, and then, of course, energy use, because it seems like every single day people are talking about either electricity being used up by data centers, industry, and then people are talking about their electric bills on the rise. I'm sure all of this is related some way or another. Sean, first off, what's your background in energy and what it is that you and your organization sort of does?
Sure. I am a mechanical engineer. I started off doing residential energy assessments in northern Kentucky to qualify for the Energy Star program. And then I came to the university in 2016 and started working with Energy Sense then as an energy specialist doing commercial energy audits for state facilities to help reduce energy costs and energy budgets for public and private sector buildings. Our program has been around since 2004 doing that work. We started off working with the Department of Commerce and Economic Opportunity, and now we work directly with community agencies, the utility companies, government agencies to implement climate action plans, energy efficiency projects, and a range of energy cost savings programs.
Rochelle's in a unique position, as in they have their own utility company, Rochelle Municipal Utilities, but the power generation doesn't happen here. There's a couple of different vendors involved that makes that happen, most importantly, a coal-fired power plant. And that is going to be an issue for Illinois in the future.
Yes. So with the passing of the Climate and Equitable Jobs Act, there's a requirement in that bill for coal-fired power plants to be shut down to reduce their emissions by 2045. So we are working with Rochelle and the municipal utility to identify cost-effective ways to offset that coal-fired power generation with other sources of energy to both provide a more stable and resilient power structure and provide and maintain stable utility costs.
And this comes at a time when Rochelle is looking to have a developer bring in a data center that is going to use up a lot of the energy production that they have built into the system now that the grid can take. Which is good for now, but with 2045 looming, what are the options that Rochelle has to maintain enough electricity coming in for the community?
There are a lot of options to look at, and we are trying to include a lot of those in our energy action plan. They include nuclear power, natural gas options for power generation, purchases through the regional transmission organizations, partnerships with municipal energy agencies to give buying power for both purchasing generation capacity and buying from grid entities, and then also a mixture of renewables and battery storage because those have quicker implementation rates and lower costs than some other potential sources.
I don't have a crystal ball in front of me. It's obviously really difficult to predict 19 years into the future, but obviously costs are not going to go down. I think that's a fair assessment to make. What end result the consumer in Rochelle or anybody in Northern Illinois could be looking at in the next 20, 25 years?
We're not sure as far as the cost, but the goal of this program is through various different programs through RMU, through the city, through other agencies, to identify ways to minimize cost increases. Rochelle prides itself on having lower utility rates than the large investor-owned utilities, and so our goal is to help maintain that. Part of that's going to involve energy efficiency projects to reduce overall demand, so there's less need to purchase more generating capacity, and that will reduce costs. And then there's options for how to purchase that energy through either standalone generating capacity, kind of like they've done with Prairie State Generating Center, the coal-fired plant, where they partnered with multiple entities to purchase portions of that generating capacity. Could do that with another type of generating capacity, and purchasing through the regional transmission organizations that are tied in with PJM. So there's a combination of efficiency, purchasing power through joining agencies, and a mixture of choosing the types of generating capacity and energy purchases that can help mitigate those cost increases.
Coming up on April 9th at the Rec Center, you're going to have a get-together to talk about energy and energy use. Are these going to be the kind of discussions that are going to be for businesses, industry, or will this also narrow down just to the individual resident and homeowner?
So this particular event at the Rec is targeted towards homeowners. We're particularly wanting to draw in people that might be having difficulty paying their utility bills to get their input onto this plan, so that we're sure to include the breadth of industry, residents, commercial entities, and municipal clients for the energy system, so that we have everyone's voice included in the plan. This particular event, again, we're focused on residents, and we're providing information at this event on ways they can participate in energy reduction programs and utility assistance programs to help bring down their individual energy costs.
It seems to me that originally, when it came to reducing energy use in the home, it was change your light bulbs and shut things off when you leave the room. Have we moved beyond that?
So that's a component of it still. If people haven't replaced lighting with new LED technologies, that's still a great way to reduce energy costs that's relatively inexpensive. Thermostat controls that set back temperatures when you've left the house and bring it back to comfortable temperatures when you return home are another great way to save energy that's relatively low cost. But there's also programs to improve insulation and air tightness to bring down the overall demand for heating and cooling energy in the house, that are part of weatherization assistance programs and utility rebates that can help fund projects like that. They're a little more cost intensive to do, but have a little bit bigger impact than just lighting or just a thermostat replacement.
So this meeting on April 9th, free to attend, of course, starting at 4 p.m. at the Rec Center, talking about, for the consumer, definitely ways to reduce energy expenditures. Who all is going to be there speaking and taking part in this event?
We're still working on the attendee list, but early attendees that we have committed are going to be RMU Utility, the Tri-County Opportunity Council, which helps run the Weatherization Assistance Program, and the LIHEAP program, which is an income assistance program. They also have a furnace replacement program that can help install more efficient equipment. So there's a number of funding programs that are represented through them. We are inviting Nicor Gas Utility, as they have incentive programs to do more efficient gas equipment in homes. And we're trying to bring in other agencies that might have funding assistance programs that can help residents with their energy costs.
Now, can you do something for my children who stand with the fridge door open deciding what to eat? Is there anything that targets specifically that? That's a little bit of behavioral science there. I don't have specific recommendations. It's kind of unique to every individual, but you might consider something that doesn't need to be refrigerated, like graham crackers on the counter. I've got penguins lining up outside of the house on the regular, just excited the fridge door is left open. Sean, anything else you'd like to add about the upcoming event and the Rochelle's future involving electricity?
Yeah, so this event, we are going to discuss a little bit about the energy action plan we are developing for Rochelle, so that residents know what that action plan is. And we're going to be inviting them to contribute to that plan. So it's a big thing at this event is to raise awareness that this is coming out, and we want the community's feedback to help us integrate everyone's voices into the plan. And then we will be hosting a follow-up open house with an initial draft of that energy action plan in May. And when we have that date, it will be posted on the city's energy action plan website, which is you can find right on the homepage for Rochelle's, the city of Rochelle.
All right, Sean, hey, thank you so much. Look forward to seeing you and everyone else at that meeting on April 9th.
We look forward to seeing you there.
Good morning, and with us is Kendra Clemens, co-founder of DeCarbon DeKalb. Good morning.
Good morning, Charles. Thanks for having me.
Coming up on April 11th, you'll be having an event with a couple of organizations getting together. It's going to be the third annual DeKalb County Earth Fest, year number 3 of this event, and seems like it's going to be another family-friendly festival you guys have put together.
That's right. An Earth Fest is a chance for families and students and people who run businesses to come out and learn about how more sustainable practices in their businesses and homes can make them healthier, wealthier, and happier. And it's a festival, so it's really fun. There's no doom and gloom here.
People talk about various things to help the environment, and we've been, all had our various lectures on recycling and making sure you use renewable products and LED light bulbs. But what are some of the things you guys are going to be talking about that'll have an impact in people's households and businesses?
We love all of those things, LED lights and the recycling. This year, we're asking the question, what matters most in climate adaptation and what matters most to me? So we want to drill down on what participants actually care about and teach them how to make change in that area. And some of the ways our festival is going to really open that up for folks is looking at the way they landscape and care for their lawns, looking at native plants, looking at more tree coverage for energy efficiency, and then going inside the house or business and looking at energy efficiency. Aside from the light bulbs, where's the energy coming from? Where is it leaking out of the house? How can they get rebates? And how can they do all of that with no cost up front?
And the weather will cooperate, hopefully. This is going to be at NAU Founders Memorial Library. Activities inside the library. Will there be other stuff going on outside too, or just all inside the library?
Outside is actually where the excitement is. There's a lineup of food trucks. We don't do a festival without local food trucks. And then the NIU Hail Hunter truck is coming, which is a weather research lab on wheels that is really fascinating and helps us understand how weather is changing and affecting how climate change is showing up in our backyards through weather. So families are going to want to come and bring the kids to check out that truck. It's really a spectacle.
What time does all of this start on the 11th?
We run from 11 to 3. There's something from everybody across the whole day. There's an expo with 50-plus vendors from around the county and beyond. And then there are breakout sessions where people can dive in and go a little deeper. There's also a youth activities room, so the whole family is taken care of.
DeCarbon DeKalb and the NIU Sustainability Group hosting the third annual DeKalb County Earth Fest coming up on April 11th. How did DeCarbon DeKalb get started?
Andy Wannick and I sat down one day and started wondering where all the people are who, like us, were talking about local sustainability and local climate adaptation and trying to do it from a joyful perspective and from an inspiring perspective. And instead of keeping that conversation to ourselves, we went out to find them, and we did. And now they come together every year at the DeKalb County Earth Fest.
DeKalb County Earth Fest coming up soon. If somebody wants to find out more about the Earth Fest or DeCarbon DeKalb, do you guys have a website or socials they can visit?
We sure do. It's DeCarbonDeKalb.com/earth-fest.
All right. Kendra, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you, Charles. Good to talk to you.
Thank you for listening to this week's In the Know. The program returns next week at this time with another great conversation with someone from your community.